Hey guys, so in this video we are gonna talk about elements, and this is something that's gonna be very important with the future of the game. Now obviously after 2 days we've been accustomed to the basics of the game, but there is yet another big part that will, as the game goes on, be very important, and that is elements and how the element table works for the units. Now every single unit, you've probably noticed, in the game has its own element tag. Now you can't really see it outside here as an icon, but if you go on any unit and you go on the stats, see right here, elemental stats, he does have his own element, and he does basically more or less damage against certain element units. Now I did go ahead and make it a little bit easier for you guys, and I just compiled this into a nice Photoshop file. So this is how the element cycle actually works. So starting off with the fire does, obviously pretty self-explanatory with basic logic, 1.5x more damage against nature, and it deals half damage. It actually takes half the damage from nature and mind. So mind and nature units will do half damage against fire units. Now nature does 1.5x damage against nature and takes half damage from nature and energy units. Aqua does 1.5x against fire, it takes half damage from fire and demonic, and so on. I don't know if I should honestly just go ahead and read all of them. It is kind of pointless, but whatever, let's just do it. Demonic does more damage against holy, takes less damage from fire and mind. Holy does more damage against demonic and takes less damage from nature plus and light. Mind does more damage against energy and takes less damage from energy and light. Enlightened does more damage against toxic, takes less damage from toxic and holy. Toxic does more damage against mind, and mind, it takes less damage from mind plus nature. And lastly, energy takes less damage from enlightened aqua and does more damage against enlightened. So this is gonna be obviously important later on when like raids or I don't know, stages with specific elements appear. But even right now, guys, there is actually elements into the game. You just haven't noticed because it's not clear cut, but this is basically how it works. So Desert Village, the first story act, has nature and fire enemies. Second one, Water Park, has enlightened and aqua enemies. Hollow Dimension has holy and demonic, and Namek has energy and mind. These are not stated, like there is no tooltip above the unit's HP, which I think if added would be nice, so you can actually see what category of each and every unit does have, but maybe this makes it a little bit more clear. Now right now it doesn't really matter, as I said, because everything is fairly easy, but later on when challenges and certain like game modes that will be introduced will be very hard, this is something important to keep in mind. So yeah, make sure you just be mindful of that. And now on top of that, guys, we do actually have skill trees which actually affect all of those element damages. So for example, if I go here to Sukuna and let's just hover around, so you see here on the second stage actually you do have 15% elemental damage. So your unit is gonna do an extra 15% damage against its favored element. That's one right there. Then I don't think there's any more here, and then we just have to go all the way up here. So elemental penetration on the right side here. So I guess it's just gonna do more damage against, like it just breaks down its defenses pretty much. And okay, this doesn't have anything, but this is elemental damage. So 35% elemental damage and another 50% elemental damage plus elemental penetration. So this is how the trees break down. You have those 4 nodes that do actually affect. So one here, another one here, another one here, and one on the second row on the very bottom. So these 4 skills actually affect elementals. Now, whether that's going to be more important than crit all around, no, it's going to do more damage all around. But obviously, if you play specific stages, like say at a specific like stage later on happens that is very hard, this might be important. So maybe like you have duplicate units and stuff like that. Now, obviously, it's kind of hard to make duplicate units if you want to get good curses as well. That's gotta be another challenge. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind, that on top of like the base advantages that the elements have, you do have your skill trees. Now what is better, I don't know. I think it just depends what kind of like unit you want to make. As I said, like if you need a specific unit to clear a specific stage later on that's very hard, you might have to go for that elemental skill tree, because the damage boost is a lot. like the elemental damage boosters a lot. You get like 80% elemental damage or something, I think, and like 35% or maybe even 50% elemental penetration with both the talents. So that's probably something that you need to keep in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, about elements and how they work. As of right now, they're not really that important, as I said, but later on they will be very important. And yeah, make sure to keep an image around, I don't know, save it or something, screenshot it. I will put it in my Discord as well, so make sure you join the Discord to keep in mind. There should be on the Q&A section pinned in case you see this video in the future. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Bye.